Hi, it's Peg and Des on
Couples Therapy.
So we saw this week Caitlyn and Tyler, and it looks like Tyler's just not sure what he wants to do. He doesn't seem like he's ready to get married.
Right.
And he finally confessed that to Caitlyn, and Caitlyn fell apart, basically. She just like threw herself on the bed, put the covers over her head. She was like...
She lost it.
Yeah.
She lost it. However, Tyler is doing both of them an enormous favor.
Absolutely.
And I know that she doesn't feel like that right now, but how long ago was 16 and pregnant? At least 2 years. I think their season was probably 2 years ago. So I'm assuming...
It's longer. It might have been like 3 to 4 years.
So I'm still assuming that these kids are somewhere between 19 and 21.
Something like
They're
that.
not too much older than that, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Right. I mean, they haven't lived a lot. They're both from that small town. They've grown up with each other. All they know is each other. And Tyler, for all of the men in the house, Tyler actually demonstrates the greatest level of maturity
Absolutely.
and wherewithal.
Absolutely.
When he was sitting in front of Dr. Jin and he was talking about the fact that he's concerned about settling and how he doesn't want this to be his life and be concerned about this type of thing down the line, I thought that was very appropriate. You have a lot of people in marriages with people that they settled for and now they're unhappy about it.
I mean, I know that Caitlin's young and she's immature. She's clearly not as mature as Tyler. And I feel badly for her because the story of her background is she ended up having to be taken in by Tyler's mom, and who ends up marrying her father, but that's a whole other story.
I remember that.
You know, I think that if she was mature, she would say, you know what, Tyler, do you. Do you.
Right.
Because I think Tyler will come back to her at the end of the day because they've
You
just...
think so?
I really do. They have been basically in each other's lives since they were small children, and I don't think that it, you know, when he really gets out there and starts trying to see other girls, I think he will realize he belongs with Caitlyn. But she has to let him go. Gotta let him go. So what is that expression?
If you love them, leave them, and then
If
they'll
you
come
love
out.
him, set him free.
Something like that. But here's the thing. I think once she sets him free, he's gone for good. And I'll tell you why.
I don't think so.
I think that Tyler is out of Caitlyn's league in a big way. Okay? So, first of all, he seems like he is...
He's very cute.
He's much cuter than she is. So, he is just more physically attractive than she is.
Right.
He also seems like he's more emotionally intelligent than she is. He seems like he's just more naturally intelligent. He's more mature. He's more articulate. He just seems like he has more going on for himself. And I feel like once that kid hits the world, he would be hard pressed to turn around to go back to what her bumpkin behind has to offer.
No, he will not be the first guy to end up with some girl that is not in his league.
Right.
But she is the only thing he really knows. And I honestly think that guys love familiarity. And he will go back to her at the end of the day. But I don't know if she has the security to let him do that. So we'll see what happens with those two.
All right.
Let's talk about Chingy and Temple. And
yes, right
Chingy's
there.
tablet. There's 3 people in that relationship. Chingy, Temple, and Chingy's tablet.
Chingy said multiple times during this episode that he is looking at his tablet because Chingy's a reader. Okay?
Yes, he did say
so
that.
I like to read, and I want her to understand that I have a love of reading. But then he kept referencing these classes that he's taking, but nobody ever said what the classes were. He said that he looks at these classes in the morning. I'm like, is this Khan Academy? What are you doing?
He's trying to earn
mornings?
maybe a GED. He realizes he can't be Chingy forever. Like you said last week, he's gonna be singing right there the rest of his life. Like,
right.
Maybe he's trying to, get a GED or some kind of University of Phoenix college degree. Something, I don't know.
He and Temple, to me, seem like an extraordinary mismatch of personalities.
Absolutely.
When I look at her, I look at a woman who seems like she should be with a man who's on Wall Street, who is doing a little bit of stockbroking, a little bit of insurance. She looks like a woman who needs a very stable, even-keeled,
Yes.
almost boring man.
Yes.
And I know that people say opposites attract, but their opposites don't even complement each other. It's not even like they have that sexy opposite passion.
Right.
They're just nagging at each other, and
Yeah.
they're annoying.
She wants someone who's going to be very clean in her house.
Yes.
She doesn't want a speck out of place.
Yes.
And he was like, let me cook you dinner at the house for date night.
She made a face.
She made a face
She
like,
was
wait,
what?
you're going to mess up my kitchen? I don't know. And then she was like, okay. But absolutely, I think that she does not belong with Chingy, and I would be shocked if that relationship lasted this couples therapy session.
I thought it was interesting, after all these years together, they're still trying to figure out if they are right for moving in with each other. Not even a lifetime commitment. We're still trying to figure out if we want to lay head to pillow in the same space for a few months in a row. So, you know, I'm just not, I'm not sure that there's a whole lot there.
She needs to let it go. She
Right.
needs to let it go. All right, Abby,
Yeah.
Joe, bulimia. There's a lot of information in this episode about Abby's bulimia. Joe's trying to feed her pasta, apparently.
I thought that story that Abby told during the childhood group session was the most disgusting of the stories.
Absolutely.
There was a person's name they kept bleeping out. I don't know if that was a mother or a sister or whomever, the person that taught her how to be bulimic, about them filling up goblets in the house of vomit.
Please don't repeat it again.
I just thought it was so disgusting. But when Dr. Jin was telling her, you know, you have to be in charge of your treatment, Joe, of course, says, yeah, I've been trying to give her pasta. And Dr. Jin says, no, that's what you are not going to do.
Right. I love that Dr. Jen told Joe to mind his business.
Right.
And that this is not his concern. Because Joe is a controlling jerk. And he needs to step back. Because I think the last thing Abby needs is him force-feeding her pasta as a way to get her over her food issues.
Don't you know that's how a relationship grows?
Oh, please. Please. Those two.
Right.
I mean, if she had any sense, she'd run far away from that dude.
So next week, it looks like the funk is going to hit the fan with Liz and Flav, because it seems like an ambulance is called to the house and looks like they're going into Liz's room. I'm not sure what the issue is, but I do see a door getting kicked off the hinges, a lot of commotion going on. There looks like paramedics are putting their hands in the camera. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen on Couples Therapy. We, of course, will be covering all the madness.
Absolutely. So please follow us on Twitter at Peg and Des. And subscribe to our channel.
Absolutely. Watch our other videos on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Princesses Long Island, and Mistresses.
Bye.
Bye.